Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Let us will start. Uh, Last two lectures we discussed the assignment problem, transportation problem, and linear programming problems. The theory concept with the help of example. Today we are moving to the next part of an decision science. It is not the complete chapter; it is a part of a chapter that is queuing theory. Because in your syllabus they have merged the multiple chapters together, right? And the very basic and introductory concepts they have included in the syllabus, not in detail.
Sir, uh, your sound is irritating, sir. मतलब हर आवाज आ रहा है माइक में से.
Mic problem is there. Is it my voice is clear?
No, sir.
Not yet. Good morning. Is it voice is clear?
Same voice coming, sir.
Not clear, no? It is not clear.
Yes, not clear, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
लीव करून जॉईन करू का?
हॅलो हॅलो हॅलो
येस सर.
गुड मॉर्निंग.
सर अजून पण तसाच आवाज येतो.
हॅलो 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 चेक. हॅलो हॅलो चेक. हॅलो
हा सर,
हॅलो
क्लिअर झाला सर.
ओके.
येस सर. येस सर.
Is it my voice is clear?
येस सर.
Okay, fine. Better to start. तो HD सिलेक्ट करायचा. Right. Okay. Uh, the last lectures we have discussed the assignment, transportation, and linear programming problem, and today we are going to discussing this queuing theory. A queuing theory, it is a separate topic, but in your syllabus they have included as a sub part, sub component of an particular chapter, right, under sequencing. You know what, the queue concept is not new for you people. We Indian are better understand the queue concept, right? Now my question is, I will clear, first of all we will try to explain the concept of an queuing theory, why a queuing theory model is developed in a decision science, and what is the importance of this queuing theory in a real life situation, right? Okay, now my first basic question is, you are the future manager, right? And you are appointed as a manager of one of the reputed uh, super bazaar, right? Like a DMart, say for example. Now, as a manager, you need to control the queues, right? As a manager, you need to control the queues. So, what is your decision? What is your logic? What is your opinion? How you are going to control the queues? When queue is generated, tell me. When queue is generated, come on, be interactive. When queue is generated, when queue is formed, in which circumstances the queue is formed? Tell me in general. Is there? Yes, there is a high inflow. Then and then only the queue is will be generated. Fine. Very perfect answer. That means if arrival rate of a customer per unit of time is more, than the service rate, in that case the QE is generated. Very simple, right? What I'm saying that I'm using the word of decision science. When a arrival rate of customer, whatever answer you quoted, the same answer I'm explaining. Arrival rate of a customer is more per unit of time. Per unit of time, arrival rate of a customer in per minute, per hour, per day, per month, or per year, whatever may be the unit. So I'm not using the specific unit, but my statement is the arrival rate of a customer per unit of time is more than the service rate of customer. Then only the QE is going to be on. Am I right? So, and as a manager, we have to keep in mind the when QE is going to be generated, if more number of customers are coming to the shop, then the QE is going to be generated. So this is what the arrival of customer. And these are the customers, those who have taken the service. Those who have taken the service. Now how to avoid the queue? You understand why queue is generated, why queue is formed. Now how, as a manager, how you will avoid the queue? If you not avoid the queue, so there are many drawbacks to the organization. Because the second time the customer, they will not turn to your organization because he will assume that no, a lot of rush is there and unnecessarily the time is wasting. So customers, they never prefer you. They never prefer you. So you have to retain the customer. The role of manager is we have to retain the customer. So in case of retention of a customer, this is very, very important to give the service very fast. Give the service very fast. So as I said, the arrival rate is more than the service rate. The queue is formed. As a manager, what is your solution? What is your opinion to reduce the queue size? Come on. Come on. What is your solution? What you can do? Take a decision. You need to take a decision in a manager, in an organization. While working as a manager, you have to take a decision. How you will reduce the queue? Come on, anyone. Come on. Try to interact. Let it be wrong answer. Doesn't matter. Don't worry. I will not punish you. Yes, please. Keep on interacting. You know, how, what is your opinion to reduce the queue? How you manage the queue? Anyone? Keep on interacting. You are a future manager. Huh? You are a professional students. Please keep on interacting. Say your solution for reducing the queue is we have to reduce the number of service counters or number of service channels. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me? Yes or no? At least you say yes or no. Because in a super bazaar, if you want to reduce the queue size, then immediately the manager take a decision. Okay, a lot of customers they are coming. Sunday, a lot of customers are coming. So what manager take decision? Immediately manager take decision. Open the more number of counters. Open the more number of counters. See, if you see in demand, there are many counters are reserved. When they are going to opening in a special case, when a rush is there, then only the service counters are going to be open. Right? So if you want to reduce the queue size, then the service channel has to be reduced. Service channels has to be increased, right? So that automatically the queue size is going to be reduced and more number of customers are going to be get the service from the service station or service counter, right? So this is the one of the solution to reduce the more number of service channels. Again, how many channels to be reduced? Because if you reduce the service counter, then that counter should not be idle. That person should not be idle. That machine should not be idle. That counter should not be idle. If it remains an idle, again, ultimately it will impact. It will have an impact on the cost, increase in cost. Unnecessarily, we are increasing the cost. So, at the same time, the manager has to see that the counter should not be idle. The person should not sit idle, right? So, like that, the manager has to take a decision very critical decision sometimes in the organization, right? So this is the concept. So these are the elements of the input and output, and this is process, that is service channels. Input means the arrival process. Input means an arrival process. How many customers are arriving. Size of the queue. If more number of customers are arriving, the size of queue is going to be increased. If less number of customers are arriving, then the size of queue is going to be reduced. So the queue density is depend upon the customer arrival rate, right? Again, the pattern of arrival, what kind of people they are arriving. So some are only visitors. They are not giving the preference in case of purchasing, right? So many people they are will just have around supper, right? So pattern of arrival, what kind of people arriving? Customer behavior. See the customer behavior. Again, customer behavior. He don't want to purchase, but forcibly sometimes he may go for purchasing the items, right? So customer behavior is going to be changed depend upon the situation in the organization, right? So depend upon the situation of the supervisor or market. Customer decide not to enter in the queue due to length of queue. Am I right? You visited to the supervisor, right? But the long queue is there, so you are not deciding to do the shopping. You are not deciding to do the shopping because unnecessarily you have to wait for a long period of time. So customer decide not to enter in the queue due to length of queue. That is called as balking. Say objective MCQ type of questions, right? What do you mean by balking? What do you mean by reneging? What do you mean by joking, right? So with examples, sometimes they may ask in MCQ question paper. So a customer enter into queue but lose the patience after some times. Yes, it happens. Practically it happens in the organization and decide to leave the queue. Right, long queue is there. Okay, he stand in the queue, but after some time he lose the patience and he leave the queue. That is called reneging. That is called reneging. Keep in mind the word. Then the second behavior of customer is customer move from one to another queue. Yes, joking. It is called as joking. So many times customers, he standing here, no, very less queue is there, very less number of customers are in that queue. So immediately he will move to that queue. Again he will look at another queue and he will say, okay, no, there are less number of customers. So you go on changing the queue, right? That is customer move from one to another queue. That is called a joking. Now queue discipline, right? Queue discipline, MCQ type of questions. Which of the following are the queue disciplines? Finish. The first in, first out. The customer will be served on the discipline on the basis of first in, first out, or last in, first out, or SIRO, service in random order. Sometimes the service in random order. Randomly the customers are going to be served. Under priority discipline, the services of two types. What is the preemptive priority and non-preemptive priority? MCQ type of question. Try to clear this concept. Right? Preemptive priority and non-preemptive priority. Preemptive priority means what? The customers given the high priority. So suppose VIP visited the super bazaar. Then the first preference is given to that VIP customer. Right? Then it will be any MLA or MP or any special person, special characters. Right? Say that is called comes under the high priority. So the preemptive priority means high priority is given to the service over the low priority customers, right? Over the low priority customers. So that is called priority option is given. Non-preemptive priority, revert to that. High priority customer goes ahead in the queue, but his service is started only after completion of the service of the current being served customer. Who is customers on the, okay, let it be, it is a VIP customer, right, a special character, but immediately the service not going to be stopped. Whatever service in the hand of the person, first of all, he complete that service and then give the priority to the high priority customer, right? High priority customer. That is called a non-preemptive priority. So it's very clear. High priority customer goes ahead in the queue, but his service is started. When his service will take place? After completing the service of the low priority customer or whatever customer is currently being served. That's it. This is called an queue discipline. Keep in mind, there are different types of queue discipline. From the MCQ point of view, these are the important concepts. Now, service mechanism. There are different types of service mechanism. Single queue, one server, right? Only one service counter is there, so definitely there will be a single queue. Another concept is there, service mechanism. Single queue, several servers are there. One queue and there is a one queue only, but there are multiple counters. There are multiple counters. So one by one the person go on switching from a service counter to the service counter, right? Depending upon the idle service counter. So single queue, multiple windows. Single queue, multiple windows or multiple service stations or multiple counters. Then similarly, several queues, one server. There are many queues are there, but the service counter is only one, right? So one by one the customer is removed from the queue. That is called the service queue, one server, right? Only one window is there, only one counter is there, but there are many queues are available, right? And the last is several queues, several servers. There are many queues and many windows are there, right? So that is called a service mechanism. Keep in mind, these are the four different types of mechanism, and practically we are using this concept whenever you visit to the particular counter or a particular place. Capacity of the systems. Source from the source from which customers are generated may be infinite or finite, right? Source from which customers are generated may be finite or infinite. Finite number of customers are coming or infinite numbers. Infinite means unlimited number of customers are coming. But sometimes the source may be finite. Very limited category of customers they are visiting to the particular shop or particular place. That is called finite. Now, very important is notations and formulas. Very few notations and formulas are there, only this much. We have to make it perfect because based on this 100% there will be the MCQ type of questions. Okay, a lambda, it is called a lambda. Lambda means a number of customers arrival per unit of time. If a customer is arrived to the shop, then it is called an arrival rate, and arrival rate is per unit of time and it is measured with the help of a notation that is lambda. It is called a lambda. I'll write down here bracket, lambda. I will write lambda. Why you are waiting then? Long time. The long time you should have to remind me. Screen is not shared. Everybody is shared?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have discussed this, the arrival customers, and that is the customers those who are out from the service. That means after getting the service, the customers they are going out. These are the input arrivals process. Single size of the queue, pattern of arrival, and customer behavior. As I said, the bulking, right, reneging, and joking. Customer decide not to enter in the queue, but the length of queue, due to length of queue. Customer enter into the queue but lose the patience, and after some time he decide to leave the queue. That is called reneging. Customer move from one queue to another queue, right, to get the service. That is called joking. Queue discipline: first in, first out, last in, first out, service in random order, and priority discipline. Priority means the high priority and low priority. The important character, important persons given the high priority over the low priority customers. Non-priority, okay, importance is given to the high priority customers, but the when service will take place after completing the current customer service, the preference is given to the high priority customer, that is not preemptive queue. Single queue, one server, because only one queue is there, one service counter. Single queue, several servers are there. Means only one queue, there are multiple windows are there, billing counters.
Several queue, one counter. There are many queues, but only one counter. The situation is, we are facing such kind of situation practically in real life. Several queues, several servers. There are many queues and many service windows are there. Right? Capacity, as I said, the finite number of customers are arriving or infinite number of customers are arriving. That we cannot say. Now, the very important is notations and formulas. This lambda, this is called a symbol lambda, means the mean number of customers are arriving per unit of time. Mu, mu means the mean number of customers are served per unit of time. That means arrival rate is lambda and service rate is mu. Mu, right? Service rate is mu. That is the mean number of customers are served per unit of time. Mean time between arrival. What is the mean time between arrival? 1 divided by lambda is a mean time. Mean customer arrival, 1 divided by mu is mean time per customer served. So mean time of arrival and mean time of serve is 1 by lambda and 1 by mu. P is a average utilization of a service facility, that is traffic intensity. On an average, how much counter, how much windows, how much billing counter is used. P is equal to lambda divided by mu. That is called a traffic intensity. How long the particular counter is used. E of n, expected number of customers in the system. E of n is equal to lambda divided by mu minus lambda. Expected number of customers in the system. The meaning of this is expected number of customers in the system means those who are standing in the queue as well as those who are getting the service. Those who are on counter plus waiting in the queue. That is called the number of customers in the system, whole system. Queue plus on service counter. Keep in mind, queue plus service counter. Those who are getting the service. Expected number of customers in the waiting line or queue. Only those customers are in a queue. That I want to find out. So the formula is expected number of customers lambda square divided by mu within bracket mu minus lambda. Right? I will send you this file. Meanwhile, you note down this formula also. Very, very important formula. Very simple but important one. Because in the MCQ type of question papers, they will ask how to find out the formula to calculate the expected number of customers in the waiting or queue. So immediately we have to tick to this one. Expected time spent waiting in the system. Expected time spent waiting in the system. The total time. I am not asking the total number of customers. How much total time spent in the system is 1 divided by mu minus lambda. Total time spent in the system is the time spent in the queue as well as on service station, on windows, on service counter, on billing counter. That is what the total time spent, right? So total time spent on the system, in the system is 1 divided by mu minus lambda. Expected waiting time in the queue. Expected waiting time in the queue. Only how much time is expected to wait in the queue, that also we can calculate. See, these are the very important calculations which are required to calculate by the manager, and accordingly the manager will take decision. Not by looking at queue or not by looking at the service counter. The probability that there are n customers in the system. So always there are n number of customers in the system. So what is the probability? 1 minus lambda by mu, right? Probability of n number of customers is the whatever probability calculated here, multiply this lambda divided by mu raised to n. Now these are some additional formulas I have given, right? Two formulas are additional given. The probability of the system. Service facility is to be idle. What is the idle time? That means there is no customers in the queue, there is no customers on the windows. So the system is idle, right? So we have to find out the system idle time. That means person does not wait. Directly can go and take a service. So no waiting time. That is the P is equal to lambda divided by mu, right? 1 minus P, where P is equal to lambda divided by mu. The probability that person arrives in the system will have to wait the probability that the system is busy. How long the system is busy? Intensity, P, lambda divided by mu. or probability number of units in the system. Same, the probability, the same mutual word. Okay, probability that the queue size exceeds n. If a persons are in a queue more than the n number of customers, then that size also calculated by using this formula. P probability is whether equal to n is equal to p raised to n is equal to p raised to n. Right? So probability is calculated here. This lambda divided by mu. Now note down the example. Note down the example. Come on, all of you, note down the example in the notebook. Are you with me? Very simple example. Hardly you can solve the example within a 1 minute only. Right? Note down the example. This is the example, note down. And read out. A TV repairman finds that the time spent on his job has an exponential distribution with mean 30 minutes. The TV repairman finds that the time spent on his job has an exponential distribution with mean 30 minutes. If he repairs it in the order in which the customer in, and if the arrival of set is approximately coincident with an average rate of 10 per 8 hours a day, what is repairman expected idle time each day? We have to find out the idle time of an repairman person who is going to repairing the TV, right? How many jobs are ahead of the average set just brought in? Right? Okay, note down this, I will explain carefully, I will explain, don't worry. Once it is over, remind me. You have to prepare this formula by heart, right? But while preparing this formula, you try to understand waiting time in the system, total number of customers waiting in the system, waiting time in the queue, total number of customers waiting in the queue, right? Formulas are very simple and very small. Over. Carefully you read the example. Carefully you read the example. For this much example from theory, in theory they have given 10 marks. Within 2 minutes you can solve the example. This has been asked for 10 marks. Once it is finished, read once carefully. I will explain.
Done, sir.
Okay. What about the others? Have you completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I will read out the example and explain. You try to understand. What you came to know from this example? A TV repairman shop is there. He is repairing a TV, right? He is repairing a TV. But how many hours he is working in a day? 8 hours he is working. Am I right? 8 hours he is working. Yes, mention that. 8 hours he is working. Right? Okay. A TV repairman finds that the time spent on his job has an exponential distribution with mean 30 minutes. There are 3 different types of distributions: exponential distribution, binomial distribution, and Poisson distribution. These are the three probability distributions are there, right? But right now here in this example, what is meant by exponential distribution, what is meant by probability distribution, and what is meant by Poisson distribution? Completely ignore the word. Completely ignore the word. No use of that in this example, right? In the string theory. Whenever you discuss the actual probability distribution theory, in that case that concept is useful, otherwise here not at all required. But the base for this is exponential distribution. Doesn't matter, let it be any distribution, binomial, exponential or Poisson. Now, a TV repairman finds that the time spent on his job has an exponential distribution with mean 30 minutes. What is this? What is this? Means how much time he is taking to repair a TV set? Come on, keep on interacting. A TV repairman, how much time he is taking to repair the TV sets? One TV set he repaired, how much time is taken? 30 minutes. Are you with me? Yes or no? Are you getting or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Say a repairman, he is taking a 30 minutes time to repair a TV set, right? Repair a TV set. On an average, what is mean time it is given? On an average, it is a mean time. Means on an average 30 minutes are required to repair a TV set, right? To repair a TV set. So repair a TV set, he takes a 30-minute time. That means, is it a arrival rate or service rate? Is it arrival or service? Service
Rate, sir.
So it is a service rate. So service rate means service rate is denoted by mu. Try to understand. Mean number of customers are served per unit of time. What is this? Mu. So here mu is 30 minutes. Right? Mu is 30 minutes. Now, if he repair a set in order in which the comes in, means the first in, first served basis. How the TV sets are coming to the shop in the same order he is doing the repairing work. Nothing is new. If he repairs set in order in which the comes in which order the TV sets are coming in the shop, in the same order he is following, right, one by one. And if the arrival of set is approximately Poisson distribution, say the service rate is an exponential distribution and the arrival rate is an Poisson distribution, approximately Poisson distribution, doesn't matter, don't worry. But now here the arrival of set is approximately Poisson distribution with an average rate of, what is the average rate? Average rate of 10 per 8 hours a day. Right? Arrival of set of approximately Poisson with an arrival rate of 10 per 8 hours a day. That means how many TV sets are coming into the shop? 10 TV sets are coming into the shop. But how long the shop is open? The shop is open for 8 hours. It means that the repairman, he is working only for 8 hours, and during that 8 hours, how much TV sets are arriving for repairing? 10 TV sets are arriving for the repairing. Means here from this, what we clear that, what is our arrival rate? What is our arrival rate? What is the arrival rate? Come on. Come on, please keep on interacting. Arrival rate is 10. Are you getting or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Arrival rate is 10. But here they have mentioned the total working of the total shop open 8 hours. So during that period, the 10 TV sets are coming for repairing. So arriving, it is arriving rate. What is repairman repairman expected idle time each day. So lambda is 10 per 8 hours and mu is 30 minutes. Mu is 30 minutes. Keep in mind. So both we have got here. So in a solution, note down solution. In a solution, it is given, and what is given? Solution, it is given lambda. Lambda is equal to, lambda means arrival rate. 10 sets of TV per day of 8 hours a day. 8 hours a day. Day means you not a 12 hours or 24 hours. 8 तासाचा एक दिवस म्हटले त्याने. Is it clear here? Okay. Now this is what an arrival rate. Like this, the service rate. Right? Say service rate is mu. How many TV sets? Come on. Mu is equal to 60 sets of TV sets per day. Mu rate is, what is? Mu rate is 30 minutes, right? Arrival rate is 10 sets per day, but service rate is, what is service rate?
30
30 minutes, 30 minutes per TV set. 30 minutes
Yes,
per TV set. So here I will write down 30 minutes per TV set.
Sir,
Right.
screen
Yes.
नहीं दिसत है, sir.
Now it is visible.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I think, sir,
So,
my side problem, sir.
from your side, maybe the problem is there. Okay, mu means arrival service rate. So 30 minutes per TV set. For one set of TV, 30 minutes are required. Right? One set of TV, 30 minutes are required. So how many TV sets he repaired in 8 hours? Come on. Come on. Meaning of this, I will remove this. Arrival service rate is 30 minutes per TV set. 30 minutes per TV set. What is this? 30 minutes per TV set he is spending. That means the repairing, that means service rate is 30 minutes per TV set. But how long the repairman is working? 8 hours. Are we getting or not? Come on, just
Yes.
think logically. 8 hours is working now. If 8 hours is working and per TV set if is taking 30 minutes, then you tell me in 8 hours how many sets to be repaired? 16.
16, sir.
16. Am I right? Are
Yes,
you
sir.
getting or not? 16.
Yes,
So here I can write now 16 TV set can be repaired by a repairman during the day of 8 hours. Very clearly I mentioned here. Now you understand? Here clearly they have 10 TV sets of per day are coming. So per day total 8 hours a day. So 30 minutes per TV set is required to repair. But how many hours is working? 8 hours is working. So 8 hours is working, it means that the per hour he is working 2 TV sets. So 8 hours is working is 8 multiplied by 2 is 16 TV sets can be repaired by a repairman during the day of 8 hours. Is it clear? Now. So once you understand the lambda and mu, then other operations are very simple. Very easily we can perform. The traffic density they have asked. So we have to find out the traffic density. So P is equal to lambda divided by mu. Lambda is 10, mu is 16. Now not 30. What is? This is 16. Keep in mind, this is 16. Our answer is 16. Okay. So 10 divided by 16, 0.625 is the traffic density. Right? That means per unit of time, the 0.625 TV sets are going to be coming into the shop. Now the probability of repairman to be idle. Next, the probability, not only the probability for repairman to be an idle. Right? So here we would like to find out the idle time of an repairman during 8 hours a day. एका दिवसामध्ये तो 8 तास काम करतोय, तर 8 तासापैकी त्याचा आयडल टाइम किती आहे, तो किती रिकामा बसतोय हे काढायचं आपल्याला. समजतं का सर्वांना? राईट. द प्रोबॅबिलिटी फॉर अ रिपेअरमॅन टू बी अन आयडल इज how much? So 1 minus p. So this is the service rate, traffic density. This much is working. This much is working. 0.625 is working probability. This is working probability. So this 1 minus p is not working probability. So 0.375. So 0.375 per unit of time, or the whatever with the minutes, he remains the idle. He remains the idle, right? Because this is a working probability. Ideal probability is 1. So 1 minus working probability means what is remaining? Non-working probability. Non-working probability 0.37 is non-working probability. Now expected idle time per day. Per day, right? Per day. So 8 hours multiplied by 0.375. Expected idle time per day is 8 hours multiplied by 0.375. Now here the total 8 hours is working, right? And per hour we calculated the probability, not working probability, put 0.37 hour. So total idle time per day is 3 hours. It means that the TV repairman is idle for 3 hours in a day of 8 hours. 8 तासातलं एका दिवसात किती वेळा काम करतो तो? 8 तास. 8 तासातलं 3 तास तो आयडल आहे, लक्षात ठेवा. Is it clear? So 3 hours is an idle. Now expected or average number of TV sets in the system. How many total number of TV sets are in the system? Total number of TV sets are in the system. Expected or average number of TV sets in the system. Meaning of word system is total number of TV sets in the queue as well as in his hand. The same is repairing, right? What is meaning of system is complete the total number of sets in the shop. Total number of TV sets in the shop is called in the system, right? So in waiting as well as in his hand. So the formula is very simple. Expected number of TV sets in the system is lambda divided by mu minus lambda. So 10 divided by 16 minus 10. So 2.5 TV sets are in the system. 2.5 TV sets are in the system. Right? So this was the small example. Now one more example here we will work out. Exam May June 2015 example. Right? I have a question paper, so I will open that question paper. I will continue the lecture. I will finish this today. Shall I continue the lecture? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
May June 2015. See, May June. As I said, all questions I am using from the question paper only, right? Some patterns are 2013, some patterns are 16 patterns, some are the 19 patterns, right? ठीक है. Now this This is the example. See the example. Of 10 marks, they have asked in the examination. 10 marks. Right? Very easily we get out of 10 marks within 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, now patients arrive at, I will write down here example. Patients arrive at, note down. You also note down. Patients arrive at a clinic according to the poison distribution. According to the poison distribution. At the rate of 20 patients per hour. 20 patients per hour. Examination time per patient. Examination time per patient is exponential with mean rate of 30 per hour. 30 per. Now find what they have asked for. Find number 1. Find the traffic intensity. Find the traffic intensity. Find the traffic intensity. Second question they are asking, what is the probability? What is the probability that new arrival does not have to wait? Does not have to wait. Does not have to wait. Differently they have asked the questions, right? Now next, what is the average time? What is the average waiting time? What is the average waiting time? What is the average waiting time of a patient before he leaves the clinic? Leave the clinic. Before he leaves the clinic. Finish. Before he leaves the clinic. Solution. Okay. Chalo, have you taken? Tomorrow lecture again. So I will tell you. Yeah. Okay. Over. I will
Yes,
notate the. Chalo. Now I will read out the example. Very clearly they have mentioned. Patients arrival at a clinic according to the poison distribution at the rate of 20 per hour. What is arrival rate? What is lambda?
20 per hour.
Very good. So given, what is given now in the example? Arrival rate is 20 per hour. So that is what the lambda is equal to 20. Now what is the service rate? What is the service rate? Examination time. Examination time is it is a service. Patient examination is what the doctor is giving the service to the patients. But what is the service rate? Mean rate of 30 per hour, right? Mean rate is 30 per hour. So examination rate is 30 per hour. So lambda is equal to 30. So both are in hours. Fine, doesn't matter. Now they are asked find the traffic intensity. Very simple. Refer the formula. In case of traffic intensity, here we have given the formula that is lambda divided by mu or traffic intensity. P is equal to lambda divided by mu, right? That is not traffic intensity. Okay, now, yes, all of you are with me?
Yes.
Yes or no? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is given? Given is arrival rate is 20 because customer is arriving at 20 patients per hour. 20 patients per hour are coming and examination rate is 30 patients per hour, right? Examination rate is 30 patients per hour. Say the arrival rate is less than the service rate. Getting or not? Arrival rate is less than the service rate, right? The service rate is very fast. Okay, the traffic intensity P is equal to lambda divided by mu. 20 divided by 30 is 0.66 per hour. What is this? This is the traffic intensity. Means 0 per hour. How many patients? 0.66 patients are there, right? Okay, this is the traffic intensity. Now, person does not wait. So, what is the probability that new arrival does not have to wait? Yes, because this is the probability of traffic intensity, right? Then customer arrival. So not to arrival, that means not to wait, because 1 minus p. So similarly 1 minus p, so 1 minus 0.66, that means 0.34 is the person does not wait per hour of time, right? So not waiting time. Let us understand, note down this, right? Second, our third one is average waiting time before leave the clinic. Average waiting time before leave the clinic. So what is the average waiting time of a patient before leave the clinic? What is the average before leave the clinic means the patient might have spent some time in queue as well as at the time of getting the examination with doctor. Are you getting or not? That means the before going to leave the clinic, the patient has spent a time in a clinic. In a clinic means whole clinic means in the system. Whole clinic means it is a system. So E of T or E of V. E of V, so here, E of V, see the formula. Nothing out of this formulas. Here, E of V, where is E of expected time spent waiting in the system, either E of T or E of V. Any notation can be used. I'll write down here. Or E of T or E of V. So expected time spent waiting in the system means in a clinic, how much time is spent. Before leave the clinic, how much time is spent. Getting or not? Okay, so here expected formula is lambda divided by mu minus lambda. Oh, this is E of V, E of T or E of V. Lambda divided by mu minus lambda. So 10 divided by 16 minus 10, 2 point, sorry.
We have taken another exam.
Another example. Okay. Right. Now here, average waiting time before leave the clinic, E of V, E of P or E of T, 1 divided by mu minus lambda, 1 divided by 30 minus 20, so 1 divided by 10, 0.1 is the waiting time before leave the clinic, right? Before leave the clinic. Now, one more example we discuss and then we'll move to the next part. May, June 2017. May, June 2017. Go down. May, June 2017. Right? May, June 2016 now. Yes, this is the example. Again, see the 10 mark. Hardly within 2 to 3 minutes we can solve the example. And 100% in the MCQs this kind of example is expected. Okay, now this is May, June 2016, 15. May, June 2016. Yes, 16, 15 and 10. Okay, fine. Same example. So now in a bank on average, every 15 minutes a customer arrives for cashing the check. The staff at the payment counter take 10 minutes for servicing a customer on an average. Very clear, very clearly they have mentioned. What is the arrival rate now? What arrival rate? That is lambda is equal to how much? 15. What is the service rate? Mu is equal to how much?
10 minutes, sir.
A. Probability that system is busy. The total entire system is busy. Refer the formulas. I have already given you. Average queue length, we have to find out. Average number of customers in the bank. In the bank means in the total system. Average number of customers, not in the queue only or not on the service counter. Average number of customers we have to find in the bank only. That means those who are waiting plus on service counter. That is number of customers in the system. Meaning of this is the system. Average waiting time of customer in the queue before service. That means that before going to get the service, how many customers are in a queue. That means how much time you spend in the queue is to be calculated. Fine, very interesting example. Okay, now note down this example. In a bank, on an average, 15, on an average every 15 minutes, a customer arrives for cashing the check. The staff where the staff is present on counter. The staff at the payment counter takes 10 minutes for serving a customer on an average. Again 10 marks. See, very simple problem. 10 marks are given. Now what they ask for, find 1. Calculate probability that system is busy. Probability that system is busy. Probability that system is busy. Average queue length. Average queue length means what? The total number of customers in the queue. Right? The meaning of this is average queue length means how many total number of customers are on an average in the queue. That we have to work out. Average queue length. Average number of customers in the bank. As I said, the average number of customers in the bank. The meaning of this is the total number of customers in the queue plus the number of customers are serving on a service counter. Means the total number of customers in the bank, total number of customers in the system. average waiting time of customer, average waiting time, average waiting time of customer in queue for average waiting time, not number of customers, right? How much time is spent by a customer in the queue before getting the service? Uh, queue before service. Sure. We work out the solution. May, June 2016, they have asked the question. Okay. Chalo, shall I start? Are you
Yes, sir.
okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, in a bank, on an average, every 15 minutes the customer arrives. What is the lambda?
50 minutes.
What is 15?
15 minutes.
15 minutes. So, the lambda means arrival rate. Mu means service rate. So, 15 minutes the customers are arrives, so lambda is 15. The staff at the payment counter takes 10 minutes for serving customer on an average. What is the mu? Mu is
10
10.
minutes. Mu equal to 10.
Very simple. Alright. Now what the probability that system is busy? Again we have to work out probability that system is busy means the intensity we have to find out. P is equal to lambda divided by mu. 15 divided by 10 is 1.5 minutes the system is busy. Right? Are you getting or not? 1.5 minutes the system is busy. Finish. Same repeating. Average queue length. What I want to find out? The average queue length I want to find out. That means how many customers are in a queue. Total number of customers in a queue. Queue length I am finding and not time. I am finding the number of customers in the queue. So total average queue length by converting the hours. Why converting the hours? Everything is average. Okay. Average queue length by converting. Why convert it? Not necessary to convert. Something average queue length. Simply they have mentioned average queue length. Average queue length. Something is wrong here with me. Average queue length. Finish. Okay. Average queue length. So lambda square divided by lambda square divided by mu into mu minus 1 lambda. Substitute the values. Lambda is 15, mu is 10, right? Again within bracket mu is 10 minus 15, right? Just we have to calculate this, and the answer is 4.5, and it is in minus average length Q. Maybe because at the time of setting the question papers, randomly the values are given, so sometimes the answer may get in negative. Don't worry about that. Okay, right? 1.43 converting into the hours. But they are not asked in hours, no? Average queue length. Average queue length. It is not asked, but okay. If we convert into the hours, then it becomes positive. But they have not asked us, no? They are not asked to convert into the hours. Let it be, doesn't matter, right? If you, this is in minutes and this is in hours, right? This is in minutes, this is in hours. Okay, average number of customers in the bank. Average number of customers in the bank. That means E of V or E of T. Array, who is there? Unmute yourself. Mute yourself. Okay. Now, number 3 is average number of customers in the bank. Average number of customers in the bank means average number of customers in the system, total E of V. E of V, it is not E of N, E of V. Average number of customers in the bank, E of V. Formula is, I think, wrongly put up. Come on, read me the formula. Average number of customers in the bank. Average number of customers in the system. This is the formula. This is the formula. Average number of customers in the bank. No. Average number of customers in the bank. This is time formula. Average number of customers is different. Yes, it is right. Average number of customers is different and average time spent in the by the customer in the queue is different. ठीक है?
स्कॉलरशिपच्या मुलांना स्कॉलरशिपचे फॉर्म भरायचे ना त्याचे डिटेल्स दिलेत सगळ्यांना त्यांना त्यांच्या व्हॉट्सअपला टाकून द्यायचे.
आता ही मुलांना आपण कम्युनिकेट करतोय का?
हा मुलांना कम्युनिकेट करण्यासाठी नोटीस सारखं काढलंय की तुमच्या त्यांनी या स्कीमच्या अंडर हे फॉर्म भरा. एमबीए साठी आहे एमसीएचं नाव दिसत नाही तुम्ही ट्रान्सफर लेटर ऑफिसर लावून मी सरांच्या अपॉइंटमेंट ऑर्डर आले
कुणाची?
विशाल सरांचे एकदा चेक करून टाका होते आपण नंतर केली
अजून दिलं नाही त्यांना अपॉइंटमेंट ऑर्डर.
नाही ना आता फॉर्मॅट आला
नाही हे तर त्यांनी स्टार्ट केले ना त्यांनी. तर ठीक आहे बोलून घेतो त्यांच्या.
मी समाज कल्याणच्या ऑफिसला
हा
समाज कल्याणच्या ऑफिसला
Got okay. Average waiting time before leave the clinic. Right. Yeah. Average waiting time customers in the queue before service. Average waiting time. Is it? Average waiting time in the queue. Check the formula. This is average waiting time in the queue before service. Average waiting time of the customer before service. Barabar. Right. E of V. 1 divided by. Barabar. Right. Correct. Okay. Fine. Yeah. So the lambda divided by mu into mu minus lambda. Right. This is. The last one, no? Average number of customers in the bank means total number of customers. Average waiting time in the bank is different. Average number of customers in the bank is different. Average number of customers in the queue is different, and average time spent in the queue by the customer is different. Keep in mind. Separately formula is given above. Just you have to refer that formula. Right? Can we have one more example? May, June 2017. Just you note down the example and you practice on your own. What is May, June 2000? Question bank. May 2017. Okay, chalo. So this is an example. The Tooth Care Hospital provides free dental service. A Tooth Care Hospital provides the free dental service. I'll check whether the same example 20 and 2.5 minutes per patient. 20 and 2.5. The Tooth Care Hospital, note down the example. Tooth Care Hospital provides 2017. Tooth Care Hospital. Note down the example carefully. Tooth Care Hospital provides free dental service. Dental service to the patients on every Saturday morning. On every Saturday morning. Doesn't matter whether it is free service or whether they are providing on Saturday or Sunday or any other working day. Not required. We are not bothered about that. Right? Okay. On every morning. Dentist take on an average. Dentist an average. Dentist take on an average. Dentist takes on an average 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes for a patient. Patients for a patients to get treatment. Get treatment, and the actual time taken is known to vary, and taken is known to vary, approximately approximately exponentially around this average. Around this average. The patients arrive according to patients arrive according to Poisson distribution. Poisson distribution with an average 20 per hour. 20 per hour. The administrator officer, the administrator officer administrator officer of the hospital want to investigate the following. Read out, I'll explain word one. Okay. Provides Saturday morning according to investigate the following. Of the time, the fraction of the time at least dentist is idle. Idle time you have to work out. Idle time you have to work out. एक 5 मिनट बोलो दीजिए जरा लाओ क्या सर इधर लाओ क्या probability that a patient has to wait service. The probability that a patient has to wait for the service. I will explain example. Because many things indirectly there was. Expected number of patients. Expected number of patients waiting in the system. Waiting in the system. Average time that a patient average time that patient spends at the hospital. At the hospital. Come on. 10 marks. Right? Okay. Now I'll explain carefully. Have you noted? All of you? All are with me?
Yes, sir.
Have you noted down the example?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I will read the example carefully. A tooth care hospital provides the free dental service to the patients on every Saturday morning. Problem about that, the whether the service is provided free or paid, and whether it is provided on all working days or Sunday or Saturday. Don't worry about that. Right? Dentists take an average 2.5 minutes of patient to get treatment, and actual time taken is known as a very approximately exponentially around this average. From this statement, we came to know that the dentist takes a time to serve the patient is 2.5 minutes per patient. Right? Approximately time is how much? The 2.5 minutes per patient time, and again it is an exponential distribution. Let us forget about that. But only from this we came to know that the service rate. Am I right? What we came to know that? The service rate we came to know that. That means the service rate means what? Mu, and mu is what is 2.5 minutes. So the solution, what is given? Service rate, 2.5 minutes per patient. This is the service rate. Mu is equal to 2.5. This is the service rate is important. Now, the patients arrive accordingly. Arrive means the arriving in the system, arriving in the queue. The patients arrive according to the Poisson distribution with an average 20 per hours. How many per hours? 20 per hours. Right? Okay. Now, here 20 patients are arriving per hour. 20 patients are arriving per hour. So what is arrival rate? Arrival rate lambda. Lambda is equal to 20 per hours. Right? Arrival rate is 20 per hours. The patients arrive according to the Poisson distribution with an average 20 per hour. The administrative officer of the hospital wants to investigate the following. What he wants to investigate? The fraction of the time at least the dentist is idle. That means the idle time of a dentist. Idle time of a dentist we have to find out. Second thing is probability that a patient has to wait for the service. So how long the patient has to wait to get the service of a doctor? So that patient's waiting time in a queue we have to work out. Second thing is the patient's waiting time in the queue we have to work out. Patient has to wait to get the service in a queue only. So the waiting time in queue to be calculated. Second, the appropriate formula to be applied. Third one is expected number of patients waiting in the system. Again, a number of patients, right? Not a time. A number of patients either in queue or in front of doctor, right? So entire whole system is clinic in a hospital. In a hospital, expected number of patients waiting in the hospital, right? That is, some patient may be in the queue and some patients may be in front of doctor. They are taking the service. So that is what the expected number of patients in the system, right? The average time that a patient spends at the hospital. Now here number of patients in the hospital. Similarly, the average time spent by a particular patient in the hospital. Both are different. This is number of patients and this is the time spent by the patients. Time spent by the patient. Both in the hospital, both in the system, right? Now here, as I said, the 20 patients are arriving per hour. So lambda is equal to 20 patients per arriving. Mu is equal to 2.5 minutes patients per minutes. Now look at this. So if a situation is like this, then before we have to apply the solutions, we have to convert the arrival and service rate in one unit. Now the units are different because the arrival of patient is in hour and service is in minutes. So this is not accepted. Keep in mind, right? All of you, note down. Arrival rate is in hours and service rate is in minutes, not allowed. Either we need to convert the arrival rate into minutes or a service rate into hours. Anyone. What is to be converted now? Which is better? 24 patients per, what is this, 24 patients per hour? Right. So, what I converted, 25 minutes per patient, right? 25 patients per patient, so 2.5 minutes per patient. So, yeah, how many patients will be? Roughly work out, come on. 2.5 minutes are taken per patient to provide the service. So in a hour, how many patients will be? So 2.5 minutes one patient, 5 minutes for 2 patients, right? 10 minutes for 4 patients, 20 minutes for 8 patients, right? 40 minutes for 16 patients.
24
Right?
minutes.
Exactly right.
24 minutes.
Very simple way I was trying to converting. Or direct you can multiply. 2.5 multiply by how much? 60 divided by 20.5. How much minutes? 2.5 minutes are taken per hour. So 24. Means 60 divided by 2.5 is 24. So 24 patients per hour. Now it is converted in hours. Instead of minutes, we convert it to hours. Now our revised mu value will be a 24, and this 24 value we have to take in the solution. Right? 24 value we have to take in the solution. Dentist idle times, again, the intensity we have to calculate. This is not idle, and now idle is 1 minus. Finish. Same example. That the patient has to wait for a service. So how long he has to wait for the service? So this much. Because system is busy. 0.83. So this much time he has to wait for the service. Expected number of patients waiting in the system. Right? E of n, lambda divided by mu minus lambda. Lambda is 20, mu is 24, 24 minus 20. Just substitute the value, 5 patients. Time spent in the hospital, total number of time spent in the hospital, T, 1 divided by mu minus lambda. Mu is 24, right, per hour, and this is 20, 24 minus 20 is 0.25, is the time spent in the hospital is 0.25 hours. On an average, what I am saying that, always the word is used on an average, right? So, here, just I will take a revision of 5 minutes. In queuing theory, the concept, you try to understand the concept, the entire concept is given at the beginning theoretically, right? You read this, based on this there will be the MCQ type of question, as well as they will give a one sentence question, and based on that they will ask you to find out the waiting time or the service time or how much time total number of customers are in the queue, like that they will ask. Or otherwise directly they will ask for the notations. So these are the notations. Right now we are assuming that the question examination is in online mode. That is why I am concentrating on MCQ. If it is offline mode, immediately we have to start practicing the number of problems. Right? I will take a continuously revision of all topics. Right? And that time again we have to concentrate on the problem. If it is offline, then 100% problems are expected. If you look at the question paper, say question paper first, LPP by graphical method, which we already completed. Assignment problem, see. Then this is queuing theory. Then this is game theory. Then this is the sequencing problem, decision theory. Then optimal strategy, decision theory. Quad CPM, very interesting topic and important one. Quad CPM. Nowhere you will find the theory. 100% problems. 100% problems. Right? Attempt the following. Again, this is the ideal simulation technique, simulation modeling. Finish. There are some options also. I will work out. If it is in offline mode, I will work out the which topic we have to concentrate more so that you get a maximum score with a minimum efforts. Right? You will get a maximum score with minimum. So if you refer any question papers, it is 100% problem oriented. In case of offline examination, in case of online examination, the MCQ type of question will be based on the concept only, right? Based on the concept only, and very small one sentence problem will be there, just like we discussed the killing theory problem. So I will say, let us by the end of first week of February, we will come to know that what is the mode of your examination, and the government has already declared to open the colleges from 1st of February, right? But again, in a circular, in a GR, they have mentioned that the colleges will be open from 1st of February, subject to condition the approval of local authorities. Subject to condition of approval of local authorities, right? So local authority means we have to get the approval of the either collector or a municipal corporation. Say they are our approval authority. Now I think decisions are expected in this within 2 days, because they will take the decision, they will send circular to the university, and university will issue the notification. Right? So meanwhile we will be on online mode, and online mode we are going to continue the teaching, even though they have mentioned the deliver the sessions, conduct the lectures on both the mode, online mode as well as offline mode. But it's very difficult to simultaneously conduct in both of the mode. So that is why right now we are on online mode. As soon as we get the circular from university or municipal corporation, local authority, we are going to shift it. Because again the patients they are going to increase. In Nasik, I think it is a corona hotspot, and it is under the Pune University. If they want to conduct the sessions online mode or offline mode, so Pune, Nagar and Nasik, the decision will be uniform. Examination, only Pune examination offline mode and Nasik examination online mode never happens, right? And still they have not started the preparation of an offline examination, right? Whatever question banks we prepared last time, still it is there per subject, more than 2,000 to 3,000 questions we already set, and out of that the questions are coming in a random order. That means I don't think, again, no need to fresh set the MCQ type of question paper. But if in case of theory offline examination, then there is a very long process, because they have to appoint the examination, they have to send the appointment order, then chairman has to send, then chairman has to appoint it, the chairman will call the meeting, the paper will be saved, the paper will be submitted to the university will send that paper to the board of press, then that printing, and then distribution, and then examination conducted. So this is the lengthy process, but still they have not taken steps from that angle. So we'll see within as early as possible we will come to know the situation, whether it is online or offline. Is it clear? I think many of the students they are in a confusion state. Am I right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So in Pune, situation is not up to the mark. In Nasik also, the situation is very worst, because yesterday only Nasik becomes a corona hotspot, right? And Nagar is in between Pune and Nasik. So definitely more precautions to be taken in Nagar also. And Pune University, under Pune University, there are 3 districts, right? Even though the other universities also, they have not yet taken the decision to go for online. Government has declared the examination till 15th it is online examination, and after 15th they have declared the offline examination, but they have mentioned that offline oblique online. Means government also not insisting, government also not making compulsion to conduct the either offline or online examination. Both modes they have available, right? If you read the government circular, GR, so in the GR clearly they have mentioned that after 15 the examination will be conducted offline slash online examination, right? So whatever communications, right, we'll see within as early as possible तुमचा मिळता.
येत एरोडन चालू
आणि आपलं पीएडी कमिटी काय बघितलं का
ते बघतो ते पण देतं दोन्ही कामात चालू
एवढं हे करायचं असेल. Okay, is it clear? Is it your doubts are clear? Is it your doubts are clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The meanwhile, if you want to come down to the campus, you can come down to the campus, take the books, you clarify doubts. The teachers are already available on the campus, right? And the moment the university sends a circulars, we are immediately act accordingly. So because we take decision and again university they restrict, then you'll be in trouble. That is why I'm waiting 2-3 more days. And definitely everybody is waiting for the GR. So meanwhile you start preparing, concept while you start preparing, right, for all papers, all subjects, right? Any doubts, any queries from your side? Any doubts, any queries from your side? Any clarification? If you want, you can ask me now. I will be finishing my syllabus as early as possible, because if it is online mode, no doubt, but in case of offline mode, I have to take revision again. Again, I have to take revision. Any clarification you want? I will stop my meeting. Recording I will stop because I will send you the recording as well as this my